Good morning. I am delighted to be with you this morning. I am so happy. By following the simple advice I read in an article, I have finally found inner peace. The article read, and I quote, "The way to achieve inner peace is to finish all the things you've started." So I looked around the house to see all the things I started and hadn't finished. And before leaving the house this morning, I finished off a bottle of red wine, a bottle of white wine, the Baileys, the Kahlua, Wild Turkey, Prozac, and some Valium, some cheesecake, and a box of chocolates. So you have no idea how freaking good I feel. Just kidding you. Those who know me know that I don't drink alcohol, and my drug of choice is maybe a Tylenol every now and then. There is a better way to peace, a more lasting way, and today we'll explore some of those options. First, let's look at the definition of peace. Webster says it's 1, freedom from disturbance. It's quiet and tranquility. 2, freedom from war or violence. When a critical number of people change how they think and behave, a new era will emerge. You may notice that the word freedom is in both definitions. I'm guessing that we all would like to enjoy more freedom. As Dr. Mark stated a few weeks ago, if your affairs are chaotic and you live in drama, it's not out there, it comes from up here. Recently, in the news cycle, there has been unrest, people marching for peace and those who are not, symbolizing hate, racism, and separation. This reflects that they have separated themselves from the source within. Our natural nature is love. When we are aligned with our higher selves, there's no sense of separation. The true essence of our being is love. When we remember who we truly are, there is only love that radiates from our core. And it's an easy course because it's more natural to live a life of love. To hate is to resist our divine nature. As you can see, this will manifest itself in the issues that we see in the world. Because as within, so without. We need to take an inward look and do inventory of our thinking, and I mean really look. We all know someone who says, "I'm not a racist," yet behind closed doors, their actions and words speaks volumes of who they appear to be. Yet, we must see beyond appearances and know the truth of who they really are, and pray that one day they will remember. I know that we are all growing and evolving. Eventually, we will realize the heaven within. But first, we have to acknowledge where we are and shine some light on our shadow thoughts and those thoughts that don't glorify God, those thoughts that make us present less than who we truly are. We are divine beings having a human experience. We are here to represent and glorify God in its fullness. We here in the United States of America must first acknowledge our stuff so we can heal it. I think of Germany as an example. It's a country that took responsibility for its history and changed the consciousness around their history. Tearing down symbols of Nazi terror was their first step. All physical vestiges of the old regime were removed and destroyed. There was a spiritual purge of the country's past. We Americans still deny our crimes against humanity and still continue to commit them today. We have not yet fully come to terms with a collective responsibility for the stench of slavery and Jim Crow. And would you believe, I still meet people who still deny the Holocaust. Until we do, we will continue to have more situations like Charlottesville, where hate clashed with peace, and 32-year-old Heather Heyer was run over by one espousing hate. Yes, the Germans confronted their Nazi past and forcefully repudiated it. For the Germans, it took several decades of hard self-reflection, and so they emerged as a conscious nation of democracy and human rights. We too can take an honest look at our inner conflicts, because so within, so without. Thoughts are things, and they take wings. Thoughts are very subtle, yet extremely powerful forms of energy. And until we look within and examine our thinking and see our issues, we will continue to elect officials who don't really represent who we are. Yes, Germany long ago came to grips with the full weight of its history. And as we here as spiritual beings in America who know who we truly are, can begin to change the collective consciousness of hate and its effects in the world. How? By embracing peace. And the idea that God is within everyone, knowing fully that it's easier to love than to harbor hate. Peace is a lack of conflict and freedom from fear. Fear breeds hate. Ernest Holmes in Science of Mind says, peace comes from the absence of fear, from a consciousness of trust, from a deep underlying faith in the absolute goodness and mercy, and of the integrity of the universe in which we live, and of every cause to which we give our thought, our time, and attention. We want peace outwardly, we must first realize peace inwardly. Where there is fear, hostility breeds. So why should we seek peace? Because it's a wonderful state of being. Peace behaviors are the byproduct of a happy emotional state. Benevolent generosity can eventually become a pattern that is lasting and a basis for improved relations in the home and eventually the world. All religions seek to identify and address conflict with others. Christians call Jesus the Prince of Peace. There are many scriptures in the Bible. One that I like is Matthew 5:9. It reads, God blesses those who make peace. They will be called his children. Islam derives from the Arabic root word salam, which literally means peace. Islam teaches tolerance, not hatred, universal brotherhood, and peace and nonviolence. The Buddhists believe that peace can be attained once all suffering ends. They regard all suffering stemming from cravings, such as extreme greed, fear, or delusion. They say once eliminated, one achieves personal peace. The Hindu texts say, may there be peace in the heavens, peace in the atmosphere, peace on earth. Let there be coolness in the water, healing in the herbs, and peace radiating from the trees. Spiritual cultures like ours refer to peace as an experience of knowing oneself. Needless to say, there are people in all these religions and philosophies that have not fully embraced peace as it was originally meant to be taught. Our goal is inner peace, a state of being mentally and spiritually. Anchoring peace keeps us strong in the face of discord and stress. Peace of mind and spirit gives us bliss and happiness. When we let go of stress and anxiousness, serenity and calmness is a state of consciousness that is attainable. How? Through meditation, prayer, and affirmations. Ernest Holmes gives us, and I love this affirmation. I live in peace with God as a partner. I seek to persist in a belief of this unity, perfect unity with the divine. Whatever method you choose to cultivate peace is yours to discover. Martin Luther King was influenced by his studies of peace. He said, "Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. And peace is not merely a distant goal that we seek, but a means by which we arrive at that goal." Gandhi said, "There's no way to peace. Peace is the way." He also said, "Be the change you wish to see in the world." To quote Mother Teresa, "A smile is the beginning of peace." Sometimes we have to simply start here by understanding that peace is a state of balance and understanding of yourself and your relationship with others, where respect is gained by the acceptance of differences, respecting their opinions, making sure their voices are heard, where everyone is at their highest point of serenity without social tension. Imagine that. If you can see it, we can be it. We sing the song every Sunday, "Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me." Imagine a world where everyone knows the truth about themselves, that we are created in the image and likeness of the Creator, that God is within us. If everyone knew this, no country would have weapons of mass destruction. There would be no threats of war, no need for guns. It would be human consciousness without fear, no violent behaviors, no killing of other human beings, no need for jails. Imagine a world where everyone is woke. Peace is widely perceived as something intangible. Yet if we can believe it, we can attain it. Dr. Mark also reminded us a few weeks ago, "It is done unto you as you believe." As we embody peace, it will spread to others. Creating an environment of lasting peace is our charge. Let us begin with a sense of calm, becoming still, in order to reflect and meditate on our inner wisdom and receive answers. A peaceful heart is one that is free of worry and trouble. It's becoming quiet so we can look at things quietly and see more clearly and understand and come up with more creative solutions. It's also learning to live in the present, in the now. Peace is not only the absence of conflict, it is the knowing of the presence of God no matter what the conflict is. Eckhart Tolle says, "The primary cause of unhappiness is never the situation, but our thoughts about it." He also says, you do not become good by trying to be good, but by finding the goodness that is already within you and allowing the goodness to emerge. But it can only emerge if something fundamental changes in your state of consciousness. Wow. Someone once said, "When you accept what you can't control, serenity will be yours, and the quieter you become, the more you can hear." In acceptance is peace. Marcus Aurelius says, "He who lives in harmony with himself lives in harmony with the world." When the mind is tranquil, ill thoughts cease. Don't let unpeaceful thoughts make you sick. Become conscious. Don't worry yourself to death. Worry creates biochemical reactions which harm the body. Health improves almost immediately when worrying ends. Worry is an activity of the mind that does not understand its connection to pure spirit. Hatred, too, is severely damaging to the body. It's like swallowing poison. Worry, hate, fear, bitterness, unforgiving thoughts. There can be no peace without forgiveness. Resentments, impatience, avarice, condemnation, all attack the body at the level of the cell. Right here and right now, the predominant desire of our hearts collectively is to experience more levels and layers of peace. Some of us may think, maybe nobody here, but maybe somebody you know, that money, more possessions, a larger home, a more expensive car, more beautiful clothes, and grander vacations will bring us peace. And once attained, we discover that we are still us with our same stuff, and we take us wherever we go. Another way we can connect with peace is to acknowledge beauty. There is so much beauty in the world. Just look outside your home at the beauty of the flowers and the trees. Really look at this beautiful world that God has given us. When we are in wonderment and fascination about something, we are connected to peace and love. Our energy, molecules, and particles are in constant movement. And if we have a desire for something, it already exists within us. So we are not necessarily bringing it to us, we are bringing more of our energy to it. In some cultures, inner peace is considered a state of consciousness or enlightenment that may be cultivated by various forms of training. We now know that one is prayer, a 5-step treatment, and various forms of meditation, and for some, yoga works. We can affirm now that peace of mind, serenity, and calmness are descriptions that are free from the effects of stress. We see that everything in the seeming external world is a reflection of the internal. We now know who we are internally is really love, is God. Let us realize that our true essence is love, unconditional love. To quote Neil Walsh from Conversations with God, all conflict arises from misplaced desire. The only peace in all the world that is sustaining is internal peace. Now that we know that we have the power to shift and change our lives, the lives of others, and eventually the world around us. A woman was walking along the beach when she stumbled upon a genie's lamp. She picked it up and rubbed it, and lo and behold, a genie appeared. The amazed woman asked if she was going to receive the usual 3 wishes. The genie said, "Nope. Due to inflation, constant downsizing, low wages in the third world countries, and fierce global competition, I can only grant you 1 wish. So what will it be?" The woman didn't hesitate. She said, "I want peace in the Middle East. See this map? I want these countries to stop fighting with each other." The genie looked at the map and exclaimed, "Gazoots, lady. These countries have been at war for thousands of years. I'm good, but I'm not that good. I don't think it can be done. Make another wish." The woman thought for a minute and said, "Well, I've never been able to find the right man. You know, one that's considerate and fun, likes to cook, and helps with the house cleaning, who also gets along with my family, doesn't watch sports all the time, and is faithful. That's my wish for a great mate." The genie let out a long sigh and said, "Let me see that stinking map again, lady." Now that we know that everything in the seeming external world is a reflection of the internal, let's let peace be the order of the day. I'd like to close with the lyrics of John Lennon. "You may say that I'm a dreamer, But I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us and the world will live as one. Peace and blessings. Thank you. Thank you. Love you, love you, love you, love you all. Thank you. Thank you. Let us pray. Turning within to the higher self of us, where we know that we are one with all there is and with all that will ever be. We absolutely know that peace and serenity is a quality of God. And we remember that right now, right here and right now. We know that this quality of God is our true essence. We are co-creators who can have freedom from discord, unrest, and violence, hate, and anything unlike our natural state of beingness. We therefore embrace peace consciousness as our inherent right on this planet. For it is the true essence of who we truly are. We now know that we have the power to shift and change our lives and the lives of others, and eventually the world around us. We anchor the kingdom of God on earth. We bless our families and all those who know and those who do not know who they truly are. We bless all churches, mosques, temples, ashrams, all past the being consciousness, knowing that all will have their realization of their oneness with pure spirit. We are eternally grateful for this church community and how it nourishes and fulfills us. And for the greater yet to be, we now step into the finished kingdom. I am grateful for these words being spoken into law. And with a full, peace-filled, and grateful heart, I give thanks. And so it is, and together we say, Amen.